that. Let's make some noise right now for Sam
Thanks. Hey. Thank you, everybody. My name's Sam. I'm going to be doing some comedy at a slightly different volume than the band. I wanted to talk this week about aliens and whistleblowers. I don't know if you guys have seen the news, but a couple weeks ago, this guy David Grush, this Air Force soldier, he went in front of Congress and he testified that aliens are real and that the government is hiding evidence about them. And I think the most important thing we can all take away from that testimony is that David Grush is only 36 years old. And if I can float a theory by you guys, people in their 20s and 30s, we do not know how to keep a secret anymore. Not like old people. Old people can keep a secret. That's why these questions about aliens, these conspiracy theories, that's why they last for decades and decades. Because old people know exactly what happened, and they tell no one. Right now, today, this morning, a 90-year-old woman woke up somewhere outside of Dallas, Texas, and she thought to herself, damn, I really shot JFK. And she told no one. No one knew. The Watergate informant, he confessed that he was the informant on his deathbed. And if that would have happened in 2015, that would have gone on Twitter in 20 minutes. He would have revealed it immediately. The newspaper would have reported, there's an informant by the codename Deep Throat. And then some guy on Twitter would have been like, sorry, what'd you say my nickname was? It would have just been out immediately. We don't know how to keep a secret anymore. It is, like, if what this guy's saying is true, if there's really been a decades-long conspiracy to cover up the existence of aliens, it's so embarrassing that a person under 40 revealed it. Like, it makes us look so bad. Previous generations, they knew to cover up aliens. In the 1980s, famously, a group of kids saw an alien. And you know what they did? They didn't tell the government. They put a Halloween costume on that alien. And they snuck it by their mom, and they took it trick-or-treating. And they put it on the front seat of a flying bicycle, and they helped that alien phone home. I don't know if you guys have watched E.T. recently, but it's a cover-up perpetrated by 12-year-olds. That's what previous generations did, man. They would never have talked about aliens. I think we share this stuff because it almost bothers me how much money that Air Force guy will make, like after testifying that aliens are real. Because once you do that, he'll go on every podcast and he'll do Netflix documentaries. Because like people in this room, if you're under 40, like secrets are currency. They get you rich. We invented this idea of posting, of taking something that's a secret and then revealing it and sharing it with the world. And that's something that old people would never understand. Old people did the opposite of that, actually. We invented posting. Old people invented the paper shredder. Posting's where you take a secret and you show people. And the paper shredder is where you take a secret and you tear that secret into 10,000 little pieces. The paper shredders have mainly been used to cover up evidence. You know, they say it's for identity theft, but that's only since like 2012. But before that, it was for shredding, incriminating. Whoever invented the paper shredder is so guilty. Can you imagine you're up late at night tearing up documents by hand and you're like, man, if only there was a better way. If only there was a machine for this. I think the answer to every conspiracy theory is at the bottom of a paper shredder bin in Washington, D.C. And that's how they should advertise paper shredders. You should be watching YouTube and an ad pops up. And it's like, what actually happened to Princess Diana? How long did the Reagan administration know about the HIV epidemic? These questions remain unanswered thanks to the 3M Shredmaster Deluxe. For $79.99 at Amazon, the 3M Shredmaster. Once the paper's gone, it's just your word versus mine. It's crazy to see someone out there talking about aliens in such an official setting. Like, I watched the whole clip, he's talking about aliens, and there's a C-SPAN logo in the corner. I'd never seen that before. We've all heard people say aliens are real. It's just usually on a porch at 1 in the morning. I don't know if you guys know that hearing where he testified, that was the longest recorded conversation about aliens that didn't have Joe Rogan a part of it. It's so funny to see these ideas that used to be these fringe, like far out ideas slowly become mainstream. Like the idea that aliens are real, or that computers will become sentient. We're really living in a world where science and crazy people are starting to have a lot of overlap. I remember when I was a kid, I would go to the public library, and outside of the library in St. Paul, there'd be a man there with a sign that said, "The end is nigh." And he'd always be talking about God, robots, and aliens. But now, like, all my friends who are into science, all they talk about is the end of the world, robots, and aliens. It's almost like we need to admit that some of the crazy people in the park might have been right. Have you guys noticed that like religion and science, they both think the world is going to end? Isn't that concerning? Like in the book of Revelations, at the end of the book, they're like, okay, the earth is going to be on fire, and there'll be floods everywhere, and God will come down. And science is like, well, hang on a second. We don't believe in God, but the rest of that will happen to Los Angeles. It's like, how did you guys get to the same point? That's so concerning, by the way, because if a guy who prays about it thinks the world's going to end, and the guy studying temperature data thinks the world's going to end, it's definitely going to end. Like, we don't have a third way of figuring shit out. Every leading scientific research paper is like, yeah, we studied the Arctic ice cores, it's the hottest summer on record, machines might take your jobs. It's like, man, that's a super complicated way of saying the end is nigh. Like, these people agree, you know? Science has so much concerning information that I almost hope religion is right. Like, I hope all this stuff is wrong and religion is right. Because at least with religion, the meek will inherit the earth. If aliens show up, if there's a climate change apocalypse, the meek aren't going to get shit. The earth is going to get inherited by a libertarian who knows how to farm. But don't feel bad, don't feel bad, because right now the meek, they might actually be in control. Have you guys hung out with computer programmers recently? The meek are doing amazing. I was hanging out with one of the meek the other day. I was at this meek's apartment, and the meek turned to me and he said that his job at Google was going so well he was going to buy a condo. And I was like, bring on the aliens, dude. I can't wait till the next presidential election is decided by a push-up contest, you know? All right, I don't want to learn Python. Thanks, you guys. Hey, enjoy the rest of the show.
Ladies and